What's up, bitches? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy whatever you're celebrating today. I always thought it was fun. My grandmother always made us watch that old Ten Commandment movie and Jesus of Nazareth. Every year. That's all that was allowed to be played on TV. My grandmother was actually very religious. I mean, I say that she loves her religion. She's in a Lutheran church now. When I was little, she made us go to Byzantine Catholic church. It was an interesting experience. I actually had a lot of fun. I didn't see anything wrong with it. There's nothing. As long as you don't take it to a creepy place. I will say, even as a small child, the whole communion thing, like, it kind of creeped me out. And it's like, the more they try to describe what it was, like, the more it creeped me out. I'm like, dude, like, I don't know, this is that cannibalism Bible. It always hit me. Even as a little kid, I was freaked out that they were drinking blood in church. It was weird. Sorry, my personal childhood traumas there. I got South Node here, something about a past life, soul connection. Scales here, Libra, something coming into balance. Could be something really that's been highlighted with this moon. It's definitely the sun coming out. Something's illuminating about the divine feminine. Something about a harvest here with the masculine. So there's been some seeds of intention, and whatever has been planted is starting to take root. Got past life here, so let's get into the past life part of this. What do we got from the past life coming through here? I'm going to do a past life reading style. The actual spread. I was thinking about doing a whole thing about angels. I was actually really into angels this morning. Like, that's what I was... But, man. Those are the main ones that I deal with there. North, south, east, west. Those are the winds, the watchtowers. Everything has an angel representation of it. Angel of death, obviously. Because of, dealing with dead people. What can I say? It's a very fun gig. The other thing I was looking up to, it was this whole thing about gifts, right? Because we've got medicine woman here. We got trees in nature. I got knighthood here, so it's definitely a very honorable energy here. But I'm getting divine gifts, right? And there was something that my grandmother kind of taught me or told me, and it was along the lines of, like, everybody has an angel that comes down while they're in, your mother's stomach or whatever. And while you're in utero, they teach you all the secrets of the universe. And before you transfer over into reality, right before you're born, they put a dent on your lip so that you can't tell anybody. And then eventually you forget. And so it's kind of like, in a sense, it's kind of like Tinkerbell too, right? Everybody's like, when the first baby laughed, it burst into a million fairies, and then it's like now every time a baby has its first laugh, a specific fairy is born to that energy, right? Same difference, right? It's just a different way of saying it. I used to get into that with people too. They'd be like, Aries and angels, and I'm like, it's not much different. That's what I talk about when I'm talking about 5D beings. Anyway. Someone's gifted, someone's tapped in, someone's definitely dealing with these kinds of things. I say that too because there's a lot with trees and nature here. I get that there's a balance for this person, right? This knighthood balance here. Definitely got love life here, but there's something about food and hunger. That's when these angels step in, and it's kind of weird because you got this trust and faith right underneath it too. I don't know if this is making sense right now. This is very Seems very scattered to me the way this is coming out. Someone's got way too much that they're trying to say in one sense. I get that there's, honestly with this feels more like a cemetery type statue to me, right? And I have felt the urge to bring up Azazel there with death. I get that this person not only has angels that watch over them, they also have passed on loved ones that watch over them and have for generations. There's definitely something about love life, unrequited love that leads to persecution here. More into this. Oh. I'm sorry, I must have the most horrible face right now. If you like, alright, so I don't know how long I haven't been talking here. I've just been seeing this shit. I don't know if my eyes are burning. Sometimes people tell me that happens to me when I'm doing this. I'm so sorry. Let me tune back in. Alright, this is definitely what I'm picking up. There's something along the lines of this knight witnessed or was a part of or did something or was involved in killing that which he loved, right? It was unrequited love because this person actually led to this person's death or was in a position, well, I don't know if they were so much in a position that they could have saved this person from their fate. They definitely could have saved them from, I get how horrific this fate is. Like, it probably would have just been merciful to just kill the person and let them, like, starve to death being tortured in a prison, right? But this is the guilt. That's the guilt that this person carries. Like, that's a carrying over from a past life. This person was killed because they were a healer. Definitely get the feminine. It was a feminine. It was probably during the eras of the burning times. Like I said, you get that creepy Knights of Templar type of thing, you know. It was an era where, I don't know, were the Crusades going on at the same time as the burning times? It was something along the lines of that. There was just a lot of conflict, a lot of battle going on. There was a lot of horrific things being done and said. And the outcome of whatever this story was this person, was this feminine, was a healer. She was a healer, but then she ended up being persecuted. I get that essentially she died of malnutrition, right? She starved to death wherever she was. I get that she was also, like, divinely watched by angels and things like that too. So, like, that kind of came down on whatever happened here. Like, somebody, I think, realized that after she passed. Alright, I don't want to get too deep into that timeline. What does that have to do with what's going on with these masculine and this feminine and this energy? Like, you don't think that you've played some messed up timelines with your soulmates? Right? You don't think you played with some messed up timelines? What? That happening to you is what taught that person, right? Like, they thought they won the game. In whatever they were doing, and then, like, I get, like, hellfire came down or something along that lines. fragmented. It's a big message that's been coming out for a lot of people lately. Somebody's torn, fragmented, scattered in too many directions. A need to hone it in and focus. Get the energy of like a clumsy beetle rushing you, flying around and crashing into things, or a moth on a flame here. Yeah, focus. You need to focus your power and focus your intent. I get the idea of writing a list, a goals list here. Somebody needs to make a list. What's going on this timeline today? In the present, in the timeline that is watching this video. What timelines are overlapping in this timeline moment? A lot to do about this masculine right now. A lot of focus on him. King of Coins, King of Pentacles, definitely King of Cups. He's out in the cold. I don't want to get too much into this until I see what's going on the other time, on the 3D and the 4D. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Someone abusing their power. You know, that was the other thing I was getting into today. It's like there's two types of angels, right? You got the watchers that are the watchers as of now, and then you have the watchers from the past, which I find it quite funny because people often ask, is earth heaven or hell? And it's kind of both. It's heaven for those that it was made to be heaven for. But for some, this place is a prison their soul is casted into to keep reincarnating until they learn their lesson not to be depraved, debauched buttheads. Violent and rapey, creepy. They messed up. I get a feeling that the universe realized that whoever did that messed up. In your wanting, like, to make it funny, it's like, you know, it's like you didn't, I think you underestimated how petty, you know, these energies could be. It's like it didn't work out the way they thought it was, right? They thought they would cast them down and that they would be humbled and that they would learn their lesson and that they would help elevate eventually. And it was like, no, they decided that they were going to figure out all the tricks that they could and use their knowledge. And as soon as they started tapping into it, you know, a great portion of those that were initially bad, not the ones that fell over silly reasons, but the ones that were bad, continued to be bad. You know what I'm saying? I get, like, a lot of people have, like, fractal energy pieces, right? That's those people who's like, you know, I don't know if he's an angel because angels wouldn't do what he did. I love that song. But you get the vibe that they're imperfect creatures, right? Some of them have learned their lesson. Some of them are learning the lesson. They're learning how to actually get out of here. There's something going on here. There's definitely some balance. Someone's had to kind of, I think, use a sharp tongue with somebody, especially somebody from their past. Once again, they needed to find balance with this person. I get the energy that they had to cut this person off. Right? 7 of Cups. Queen of Cups. Whatever he said to her, right? I get the energy is that this masculine said something to her. Like, you get that unrequited love energy here. I get that I told you I don't like you. I told you I had other options. Da 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 da. And I get that's kind of what made her turn her back on this person here. This person didn't want a repeat of the past. I get there's a lot of pain and shit like that in the past, but they still like the attention, but they like to have their options. And as soon as they gave a hint of that, this Queen of Cups was like, well, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna, I get the energy of like, you fill my cup, I fill your cup, but I don't want your cup if it's being filled by like other people, right? It's like, this is supposed to be reciprocal, right? It's get, she wasn't into that, right? She was not into that Seven of Cups. That Seven of Cups energy. Get lust and greed energy. It definitely caused some epiphanies, right? It caused some epiphanies, right? Why? Because this person thought they were badass. This person thought they had the cheat codes. They thought they had figured it out. They thought they was the master, right? They're like, what? I see a wall of fire. I know how to play with fire. I'm going to get everything that I want out of this little Princess of Pentacles here. Just give me a second. It's like, what? And then you ended up disappointed, didn't you? You ended up disappointed because right over where the Queen turned away, she's like, no. Oh, I'm sorry. You thought I was a Princess of Pentacles. Turns out I'm a Queen of Cups. It's the energy I'm getting. It's like, oh, boo-hoo for you now. Don't mind me, the way I talk is kind of like if a grandma was talking to you and she was like seeing things from her perspective. Sorry. It's just how I do it. It's like if I was in that situation, that's what I'm picking up, how I feel, probably how I would have acted, right? You treated me like a Princess of Pentacles and it turns out, what? No, I'm a Queen of Cups. We got a King of Cups here. Out in the cold. He was acting like a controlling butthead. Now he's got to be the one to bridge some distance and bring the peace offerings. Reciprocate some kind of energy here. This person's working on it. They're a little bit tied down. They're trying to focus. I'm getting that's where that fragmentation is. There's just a lot going on, right? This Emperor doesn't think they're trying to see 3 steps ahead and they can't. They can't figure it out. They can't figure out how to do something here. Get to you. They can't figure out how to get to the bridge the distance. I got the Chariot here with followed by the Page of Swords. It's like they feel the energy. They feel the need to. They know they need to leave something behind. Knight of Coins reverse, the Lovers. Oh, just like they don't have it. They don't have them. They broke. They broke. Oh, that's what happens when you shift from, yeah, it's like when that, now we gonna be preachy, right? But that's what happens when you shift. When your energy shifts from that lust and greed to love and abundance. Well, when that lust and greed goes away, when you take the lust away, the greed goes away. So when you stop messing around with the games you were playing with other people, then yeah, the benefits that you were reaping from those people that you probably didn't really think were that important at the time turn out to be very important. Makes it difficult. This person is trying their best to operate from a heart-based center. They do want to take the moral high ground here. I get that they're doing some victory in this, right? I get that they're fighting off outside energy while at the same time, like, they're distracted. So they're fighting off these energy and that he's kind of looking away at the same time, but you got the Empress here. This person is in the Ten of Swords. They feel like everybody stabbed him in the back. I get the sense this Emperor left and everybody stabbed him in the back. I get the I get the situation like this is hater energy, right? Someone like it's like these people from this person's past. They were probably very, very nice to this person while the Empress was around, right? It's that kind of, it's the competition thing. As long as there's competition around, people will be all nice to you. They want to come around, they want to help out, they want to do things right, they want to show how good of a person they are. It's weird. Like, if you're feminine, you'll notice that your dude's friends come around more whenever there's a new girl around. They're hoping that girl's going to bring other girls around, you know, and it always looks good to look good in front of, you know what I'm saying, for that, whatever, right? At the same time, you got the energy of whenever there's a new female around, like these old females from the past have to like come around and like, get piss on their territory, get pee on their territory, scratch up their, scratch their scratching posts, right? Mark their territory. I'm sorry. I get that they were feeling forced, like they saw there's some sort of celebration here, some sort of union, right? But he felt like he was being pushed into it by the universe, like the universe was backing him into a corner before he was ready. Now the universe is like, what are you going to do? It's all the way to fuck over there. 2 of Cups, 2 of Staves. It's like, well, I guess I better get moving. They're still fragmented because they're still looking back on the past, right? I get that this energy that they're holding on to is this Queen of Staves, this 2 of Cups soul connection, right? The universe is putting a lot of pressure on this person. It's usually how it goes. The universe is putting a lot of pressure on this person. Yeah. I get this King of Staves turned its back when he realized she was a high priestess, right? This is a rite of passage because she bounced out. She was like, what? Once again, like, you know, I was also a Queen of Pentacles. I wasn't just a Queen of Cups. I was also a Queen of Pentacles. If I'm the Empress and a High Priestess, what? A lot of your luck, boo-boo, was because she was around you, right? I'm not getting the energy that she's not cursing you. She never lied to you. She's never lied to you about her beliefs or anything else like this. She didn't curse you. She's just not blessing you anymore. She left and took the angels with her. 2222. Right? The High Priestess. What's her number? And now you're stuck. You're having to realize all this on the 3D. You're surrounded by all these people who are not actually your friends. They are not your team. They do not want what's best for you. They want you to stay in a low frequency and so that they can manipulate you for their own purposes. Yeah. Thought you was the magician, you got played. Now you're waiting for something to come around to help you get out of this situation. What? You need to get a hold of yourself. Yeah. Recognize where you were acting like a page of staves, right? And you were the one that caused that conflict. You also acted like a crab in the bucket. You also tried to keep people down. You also were a manipulator. You also engaged in all that behavior. And until you recognize where you did that, right? Like, you guys are so judgmental of witches. This is just what I'm picking. I'm sorry with that first life reading. Calm down. I'm not going to yell at the camera anymore. Trying not to. I get the energy of you go to church, you light candles, you light incense, you have beads, you say chants, you do very similar things that all these other different cultures do. But when she did it the way she does it, that was creepy. That was scary. That was whatever it was, right? Like, you know, like I've dealt with that before too. Like, I like bones and skulls and things like that. They're kind of creepy and they tend to creep some people out. That doesn't make me evil. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make what I'm doing evil. That doesn't make my intentions evil. Just like in church where you guys are like teaching little kids to be cannibals, right? In your mind, that's not creepy. That's not evil. You know what I'm saying? Some churches even have a big crucifix with a dude that looks like knives have cut on him, right? And you're literally standing at his feet, pretending to drink blood and eat his flesh. How is that not creepier than making an animal and making an altar with an animal bone or animal bones on it and calling on the spirit of an animal to help be a totem to guide somebody? I ain't got no problems with JC, and I don't think JC would have any problems with me. That's what I tell people all the time. It's the rest of the book that I tend to have a lot of issues with. And case in point too here. It's a compilation of stories, right? Everything that Moses and Jesus did, Krishna did in the Bhagavad Gita, right? And if you want to get into like the War of the Angels and things like that, the Bhagavad Gita, I would get like a westernized translation of it so it's easier to listen to. But that is if you like aliens and stuff like that, that's a good one. That's a good one. I wish more people would read that because I think it would make it a lot more interesting than using just all the angel references all the time. But the Romans figured out how to conquer the world through religion, so here we are. Someone's in a trapped energy, right? They need to humble themselves. They need to admit where they cause third-party situations and conflict, right? Judgment. You know who that is. You want to get into angels, right? That's who's this in this deck. That's Gabriel, right? The Word of God. That's what that card means, right? Yeah. Passion in someone here. Got the Four of Coins. Somebody was very defensive over their foundations. They were aware of this soul connection, but they were having a hard time moving on from the past. I think now they kind of want to bring things more out into the sun. Yeah, they're recognizing that the Seven of Cups followed by the Nine of Swords. They have a lot of anxiety about what they've said or what they have done at this point. They're working on themselves. This Queen of Swords is still looking away. She doesn't care. She doesn't care what anybody's done to her right now. She doesn't care, right? Because if you would have just been a little bit kinder, a little bit more open, and a little bit more honest, she would still be there helping you. But you chose these people with these swords around you, knowing well and full what they were. And what? Oh my God. It's so much worse this time. Like, they just stabbed me in the front. Like, at least before it was the Ten of Swords, they stabbed me in the back. This is so much more up close and personal. There's going to be one person who stabbed this person in the front like 3 times. Like, this person's just like, you just keep coming back for more. I think you like that I do this to you. Oh, I get that creepy manosphere shit where they say stuff like that, where you say fucked up things to people and it's like at messed up times to try to reprogram the dopamine receivers in their brains, right? This person's like dealing with someone who's like, yeah, they enjoy it. They're like, they think this person enjoys it. They think it's what keeps this person around because they keep doing it. Woo. Need to let that cycle go, boo. Oh my gosh. That hurt me. Justice. Justice is coming out. 10 of Cups, 10 of Coins. 101 could be important here, right? Someone is realizing what the true frequency of love and abundance is, right? They're in hermit mode right now. They're getting ready to make a decision. King of Swords is going to let this tower go. King of Swords is going to let this tower happen. Let this tower happen so that they can come towards you. Finally facing the pyramids, right? Finding balance, finding footing. Finding balance, 22 again. Finding balance, finding footing, right? Persistence here. Movement. What? If I'm going to reap what I sow, I'm going to start planting seeds of good intention. This person has been focusing on spending, yes, moral high ground, 77 there. I like that. Reaping what you sow is only a bad thing if you've done bad things, but if you have moved from oh my goodness, who's getting their wish? I got a reverse Queen of Cups. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Where is it? Where is it? So, right, reverse Queen of Cups. What? A Queen of Cups who has your back turned. Right? All you gotta do, right, you're being guided to bring her the truth. And that'll turn that cup around. It will turn her around. Blessed be all those who walk these weird and winding paths with me. I love y'all. I hope you enjoyed that. I always like getting into the Akashic records like that. So if you wonder why there's so much animosity between you and this person, is y'all have killed each other in the past. That can lead to some petty paranoia energy there, I would think, right? Especially if like your investigations, or if you were the one that was like watching them, that got them in trouble. Right, I really do, because I have 2 or 3 specific past lives, and most of the past lives all I remember is like my death scenes. So even when I did a past life regression, like every regression, it was like within 10 to 15 minutes of me like getting ready to be killed in some way, shape, or form. Anyway, there's neither here nor there. I'm gonna let y'all go. I've got to go make some jalapeno poppers and finish up my macaroni and salad and stuff like that for Easter today. Blessed be all those who walk these weird and winding paths with me. I'll be back as soon as I can, I promise.